Hey, good morning, Advantage members. It's Thursday, November 9th. We have a massively bullish day today in the market. First thing I want to talk about is BTC putting up almost a 6% day. I do also want to highlight that we are right into weekly and monthly resistance levels that date back to 2021, 2022. If you look back here, I now remain extremely cautious as we bang into this level, not only because this is an important level, but because you see volume declining consistently in this up move. Now we could push a little bit higher, maybe all the way to 40K, maybe, right? But I do think that it must be highlighted and taken into account that Solana here is also banging into a very pivotal weekly level, again, dating back to 2021, a very important SR level. Majority of the assets that you look at, okay, they're coming to very healthy and strong levels that have pretty much, stalled prices for these for the respective assets for several years at these levels. So I would probably bring your attention to ETH, same thing, right? I think whether you want to look at ETH at this particular level right here, okay, which is where ETH currently sits right now, slightly above, obviously. And then, of course, you can make the argument that there's, I don't know, some form of resistance that you can make right there, which is around 2250 or so. These areas, as you look at the broader market, are areas that are telling you that you need to start being a little bit more cautious. Now may not be the time for you to be extremely bullish. Okay, now may be the time to start thinking about reducing position size, rethinking of rolling some profit into, I don't know, maybe stables, maybe taking a little bit of a break, reducing or trimming your position into safer assets rather than riskier ones, reducing leverage, right? Again, not investment advice. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm saying that you may want to start thinking about how you want to start reducing risk in the market, because guess what? That's exactly what I'm doing right now. Okay. So some of my longs and my spot positions that I had, including ETH, BTC, Sol, and then Coin, which I actually just took as a trade literally yesterday. I took Coin yesterday because I saw something in the market regarding BTC that was about to pop, which it did, right? Yesterday I sold, last night a little bit early, but that's okay. I've been trading in and out of these positions quite a bit. So I think I've made, healthy amount of profit. But, in the Stock Alerts channel, I talked about this yesterday when Coin was trading approximately 86 and some change. This morning, Coin popped up all the way up to a high of almost $99, up almost, I want to say 11% on the day. Yeah, you can see it's 11.3% on the day right here. So solid, I locked in about a good 10-ish percent. And now I remain cautious. I remain cautious because no one else is cautious, right? And you want to be cautious when everybody just feels extremely cocky. And that is really, something that more often than not pays off in crypto. When almost everyone feels extremely cocky and confident that the new bull trend has started and we're just going to keep going higher and higher, in my experience, which now in crypto has been almost 6.5, 7 years in crypto, in my experience, it almost always pays off to start trimming when everybody else starts getting bullish. It's just tried and tested formula. So whether you want to believe me or not, again, I'm just telling you what I'm doing in the market. Your call to do whatever you want to do to reduce your risk, to start, thinking about your profit margins or whatever positions you want to double down on or cut back, whatever. Okay. So anyway, you could see the market is green across the board. You could see, like I said, Coin is also up 11% and BTC is up, a good 5-6%. So, as we start mapping out areas of opportunities for the next big move, whether it be to the downside or the upside, we need to recognize first that as Bitcoin approaches this 38K level, I do think that price needs to basically stay above this level in a meaningful way, right? Multi-week hold above this level, and then we can start talking about higher prices, new bull market and whatnot. Okay. If in this area you feel like, oh, you have to be in the market, and then the market starts reversing on you, you're not really going to know when to really get out. Okay, the market will roll over actually extremely fast. And so that's why I'm trying to give you guys, some cautionary tales of how this thing can play out and might play out. Okay. Anyway, so here's ETH. I think ETH is probably one of the strongest looking assets right now. I think it's going to push all the way to 2100 approximately. I think it's basically going to take out the high from here. I'm going to map this out right here. I think ETH probably gets to this high, which is 2140. Let me just put this in the to 2050s. Okay. So that's kind of my thought process on ETH, not investment advice. I gotta write that because I swear people just think like that's just me making, random calls and stuff, but that's really not what I'm doing. I'm just saying that I think that's the next big level. I would figure that ETH would attack. So anyway, I do remain cautious. I do think that the market, warrants cautiousness now more than ever. And I'm going to respect that. Okay. Aside from that, like I said, if we're looking for, higher prices, the market needs to cool off and maybe build somewhat of a consolidation structure, maybe a pullback in a base in a range. And then we could talk about higher prices by December or 2024, right? My general case was I had posted about this a couple of days back. See, I've been talking about the long side for a while, but I do want to say that I'm not just foolishly bullish. I had made a projection about what I do think that the rest of November would be like in terms of shocking the market. I thought I had pinned it. Let me see here. I definitely had pinned it somewhere. Let me see. Just give me 1 second because this is a very important tweet that I had marked out. There it is. Okay, let me just pin it again. So I know. Let me just retweet it. Okay. Shoot. Just quote retweet it. Time to pay attention to this. Wait. Shoot. Is that it? No, that's not the. Where is it? Just had it. I swear. Anyway, just look. Yeah, this tweet right here, right? So anyway, point is, I think it's time to pay attention. Time to pay attention. All right. Now we remain cautious because this is a scenario that I have highlighted before. And I still think it's possible, right? You may think that, oh, well, prices look extremely bullish and we're going to go up from here, but it's probably the very time that you need to start thinking about, well, where could people, be very confident and, positioned in their biases where the market could shake that conviction, especially in the coming days or the coming weeks, right? So anyway, I remain cautious. You guys, are free to disagree with me, do whatever you want, but that's my overall thesis on the market. Okay. I am still very, very bullish on Rollbit. I think Rollbit is still due for higher prices. I don't know how that kind of squares off with my views of, what I said here. I'm really not sure. I do think that Rollbit could trade higher, but clearly right now it looks, like it's kind of already, I don't know. I mean, it looks like it's going to go higher, but then at the same time, like as the market is topping off, I don't know, you could make the argument that maybe BTC, these other assets, they just slowly grind higher and chop about right here like this, build a range in the coming few weeks. Maybe then they break down. Maybe. Again, I know that it could just keep trading higher. I'm aware of that, right? Which means Rollbit can easily go higher. But even in this consolidation phase, you can see altcoins really shooting higher. And so that's kind of, why I think that Rollbit can shoot higher, regardless of what sort of BTC does in a choppy range, whether it breaks up after the choppy range or breaks down. Okay. The other aspect of this is, I do think that something else I want to be watching and paying attention to is just a massive, massive breakout from BTC. Now, is it possible that we just massively squeeze up from here? Yeah, that's always a possibility, right? And, for that reason, like I have this, okay? I have my positions, Bitcoin, Ethereum, NXM. Some of these things have, cost basis down and up for several years, almost like 5.5 years now. The more recent assets that I own is, things like RLB and Unibot and Send, a project that I work with. I also own a little bit of Solana, by the way, which is not part of this, but it's kind of like a smaller position. But yeah, so the point is like, I still retain majority of my spot positions. Yeah, I might trim here and there, but for the most part, like I'm pretty bullish on the market still. I'm not just, wildly trying to just sell everything just because I think everything is at resistance or we're going to break down, right? That's not what I'm saying. Okay, that's it, everybody. Hope you thought my analysis was helpful in some way. Let me know your thoughts. Okay, cheers.